You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
Need the black community to realize that that black people are hurting Asians, and they need to speak out in their own community.
Chinese, go back to China. Americans, stay in America. He's wearing a AirPod in his feet, has black shoes with like a little Hito black shoes. Reebok shirt.
I was tagged in that video so many times, and I wish I could say that it surprises me, but it doesn't. The piece in that video's name is Chaya Perlo. She's from Brooklyn. Do with it what you will. But again, it doesn't surprise me. You should hear the people say to me when they're not upset with me. I had a client not too long ago, this really nice older white lady, and she's leaving and she's telling me how happy she is and everything is so perfect. And I know she's just trying to be nice, but as she's leaving, she says, I'm so glad we chose to work with an immigrant business. And now, mind you, I was born and raised in LA. So I kindly say to her, oh, thank you, but I was actually born in the United States. And of course, she was mortified and she apologized profusely. But again, if these are the thoughts that people are having when they're happy, it's never a far jump to go back to where you came from when they're not. Oh, Chaya, by the way, you're a piece of shit.
These are not reporting these incidences. We don't want to cause more trouble, more attention to our community.
Now, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear somebody stated that this type of thing does not necessarily happen in the United States of America. But yet, here we are, we're clear cut staring at a woman trying to tell somebody who was Asian to go back to where it is that they came from, right? America's for Americans, yada, 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 all that good stuff, right? And the woman don't look black to me. And it's funny that I normally and consistently see the same exact type of example time and time and time and time and time again, right? This is what I normally see. But yet, for whatever reason, you don't hear the main mouths online talking about it. You don't hear the social justice warriors talking about it. You don't hear a lot of the Asian American Pacific Islanders happen to talk about it, right? You don't hear a lot of those celebrities. You don't hear a lot of those musicians. You don't hear a lot of those actors. Again, where are all of these people at? Because when it came down to the pandemic, everybody wanted to run their mouth and they wanted to try to make it seem as though that black people were the ones that was, really pushing anything negative when it dealt with the Asian American and Pacific Islander group. When realistically, it wasn't us. When historically, it's never been us. But yet again, here we are with an individual doing what it is that America said does not exist in America, right? Because a lot of true Americans state that, oh, we're all American. We're all human beings. We're all the same. We're all God's children. We're all equal. But that's not exactly what I'm getting in this video. And again, every single time this happens, I always happen to hear silence.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
So again, I'm just simply asking, I'm just putting that out there. If America is not a racist country, then why is it that you have a lot of these things that are blatant, a lot of these things that are stated, a lot of these things that are said, and why is it that a lot of these things, when it takes place, is not directly called out and shunned so that it is never to appear ever again to negatively impact somebody's way of life, their thinking, or whatever it is that they're doing in life? Why is it that these things are not just, pushed out? Right? Why is it that within the American household, it's not specifically taught that, hey, you see somebody as a human being, you treat them the same way that you yourself would want to be treated. You don't look down on somebody else due to the fact of their heritage, their ethnicity, their religion, their color, and so on and so on and so on, right? Because again, we're all supposed to be equal. But when you look at a lot of homes in America, this is not the main things. These are not the principles that are taught, that are carried throughout the walks of life when it deals with family, when it deals with friends, or when it deals with other people who are associates of those individuals, of those people, of those families. So again, I'm just pointing this out because time and time again, black people have continuously been blamed for something that historically had nothing to do with black people at all. The main thing that black people try to do historically in the United States of America is just live, thrive, and survive no matter what takes place, no matter what happens. We didn't have the time or the energy to really try to negatively affect or to try to shun or to try to drive away a whole nother group of people due to fear. If people wanted to live near and around us, then we were completely fine and dandy with that. We can either get with you or we can just live on the side. It didn't matter. But again, this issue, as it stands and as it's been standing in America, is not a black issue.
Country music's different. Country music's different. It's not Wakanda.